You're watching CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ross Palumbo, and here's a look at your top stories at this hour. The search for survivors continues at this hour in Baltimore after a cargo ship hit a major bridge, causing it to collapse. A live look right now at the Francis Scott Key Bridge. You can see all the aftermath after the bridge there collapsed. CBS News has now confirmed that the massive ship lost propulsion right before impact. Now, this video right here shows the exact moment of that crash overnight. At least 6 construction workers who were on top of the bridge are believed to have gone into the water. In just a few minutes, we're going to have a live report from the scene with the latest on the investigation and the search for those survivors. And this just in at this hour, Robert F. Kennedy has named Nicole Shanahan as his running mate for his independent White House bid. Shanahan is a California lawyer and entrepreneur from Oakland, you might know. The 38-year-old was previously married to Google co-founder Sergey Brin. She's also the founder of an organization that focuses on women's reproductive science, criminal justice reform, and environmental causes. Now, Shanahan has said she supports Kennedy because of his environmental advocacy and his stance on vaccines. She has never held office before. Turning right now to your weather with a live look outside at the Santa Monica Pier. Beautiful out there right now. Calm conditions, but unfortunately, we are bracing for a very, very wet weekend. KCAL's Olga Opspina has all the details in your next weather forecast. And Olga, I just want to say from the top, at least 48 hours of sunshine before we get to that rain.
Yes, exactly. Got to look on the bright side. We're looking at a really quiet weather pattern over the next several days. We have sunshine, we have dry conditions, at least through Thursday. Riverside, out in the Inland Empire, you are checking in at 65 degrees. We're seeing some clear skies there. As we head into Long Beach, looking nice out there also, 67, partly sunny skies. And really, that's going to be the story for most of us. Topping out in the 60s this afternoon from Camarillo at 66, 68 in Burbank. We have 66 in Pasadena, a few low 70s for places like downtown Los Angeles, and mid 70s out in Palm Springs. But here come the changes. Yes, we have some rain on the way. Wednesday, Thursday will be dry as we head into Friday late in the day. Some rain will start to develop and continue with us through the holiday weekend and even into the early part of next week. So you'll see it here on Futurecast. We have this week ridging bringing us those slightly warmer temperatures from what we felt yesterday. But here comes that storm, and by Friday night, it is approaching Southern California, continuing to push in as we head into Saturday and Sunday, bringing us some rain as well as some mountain snow for the holiday weekend. That is going to impact your Easter Sunday. Here we are on Sunday. You can see that storm right over Southern California. And then as we head into later in the day on Monday, Tuesday, things are going to be drying out. So how much rain could we be talking about? Potentially some significant numbers. So we're still a few days out. But these are the preliminary estimates. The highest amounts up in the mountains and foothills, 3 to 6 inches, and then 1 to 3 inches for Orange County as well as the Inland Empire and into the LA and Ventura County areas. Valleys, you will be in the low 70s over the next couple of days at least, and then back into the mid 60s by Friday as that storm approaches, bringing us much cooler temperatures by the weekend in the low 60s, mid 60s returning by Monday. And then low 70s, that sun returns, Ross, as we head into Tuesday.
All right, thanks a lot, Olga. Back now to our continuing coverage of the Baltimore bridge collapse. Federal investigators are now at the scene, and moments ago, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg spoke.
Our work is just beginning to rebuild this bridge and deal with impacts in the meantime, to reopen this port and deal with supply chain impacts in the meantime. But today we are most acutely focused on the emergency operations underway and on the families that have been impacted. I have no doubt that we will rebuild together and that Baltimore will come back stronger than ever before.
And we have our reporter Ryan Hughes on the scene there live with the very latest details from Baltimore. Ryan.
Hey there, Ross. Good evening. We also heard from Maryland Governor Wes Moore. He told us he had the chance to speak with some of the families impacted by this collapse, and he said the entire state and the entire country is praying for them. And it's really hard to wrap your mind around looking at that bridge and the roadway that is torn apart. The governor says every resource is being used as the search and rescue effort continues. Search and rescue efforts for missing construction workers are still underway after the stunning collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in the middle of the night. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg and the NTSB are here at the scene.
And what they're going to look at and begin to collect is information on vessel operations, safety history, safety record.
The whole bridge just fell down.
Video shows the moment a massive container ship struck support pillars of the critical overpass. John Zafia is a crane operator at the port and felt the impact from his nearby home.
Just like an aftershock of an earthquake and a loud explosion.
The crew aboard the 974-foot vessel notified state officials the ship had lost propulsion and that hitting the bridge was possible.
There's a ship approaching. It just lost their steering.
Maryland's governor says that heads up helped save lives.
We're thankful that between the Mayday and the collapse that we had officials who were able to begin to stop the flow of traffic.
12 million vehicles crossed Baltimore's Key Bridge last year, and the port itself handled a record amount of cargo. It's not closed until further notice. President Biden promised federal aid.
It's my intention that the federal government will pay for the entire cost of reconstructing that bridge.
The president said 15,000 jobs depend on that port. That includes Zafia's.
That's going to affect all of our work down there.
Officials say the bridge was fully up to code. And the NTSB says it hopes to access recordings from on board that ship sometime tonight or possibly tomorrow as part of its investigation. A state of emergency has been declared here in Maryland, and the governor says again it will be a very long road ahead as far as that search and rescue effort goes and as far as rebuilding this effort goes. We're live in Baltimore County, Maryland. Ryan Hughes. Ross, back to you.
All right, Ryan, we know you're on it for us. We'll check back in with you later. Live from Baltimore, thank you. And we are looking at two major bridges here near the ports of L.A. and Long Beach. Jeff Nguyen spoke to an infrastructure expert, and we'll have much more on that coming up on KCAL News at 4. Major protest today outside of the Supreme Court as the justices there heard arguments in a new case over whether access to the abortion pill should be limited. A group of doctors opposed to abortion rights sued after the FDA eased restrictions on the pill mifepristone, making it more readily accessible. Plaintiffs and their supporters argue the FDA broke the law by letting patients get the pill through telehealth and through the mail. Well, the government argued doctors who brought the suit have no legal standing to do so because they themselves are unlikely to be harmed by the changes. Coming up at 3 o'clock, a live report from the Supreme Court with much more on this major case and what happened inside the hearing and what that could mean for you here at home. This has been CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. We will be back live at 3 right here on CBS News Los Angeles.